What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm gonna walk y'all through my entire onboarding process step by step. Keep in mind that every question that I ask is helping me determine if this client is gonna be good for me to work with. I've learned over the years that no amount of money is worth the headache. I wanna diagnose the issues and see if we're a good match. I wanna diagnose their personality, the issues with their business, everything that's going on to make sure that we're a good match for each other. Also, guys, my entire onboarding process is streamlined to make it as easy as possible for my clients. I want to make sure that they feel comfortable, feel secure, and feel connected with me so we can create the best project we can together. That's most importantly to me, is just making sure that my clients are in a good space. So let's talk about it. Step 1, introductory questions. All right, so when I get a referral from a client, I like to do introductory questions just to check the temperature of the client and how they found us and everything like that. And I like to ask them questions like, what industry is your business in? What services do you need? Do you need logo design, branding, website design? Would you need brand assets created like alternate logos or note cards or things like that? What's your budget for this project? Side note, guys, I'm not afraid to ask the budget early on just because I want to know what I'm getting myself into. Someone who's business minded and is truly looking to invest in their brand is not afraid to talk about the budget early on. So keep that in mind when you're asking those questions. Another question I like to ask is, when do you want to start and what's the deadline for the project? A huge red flag for me would be not having a start date or an end date. That means this person is going to keep coming in and keep disappearing along the project. And for me, I like to have a start date and an end date so I know what I'm getting myself into and I know how much I need to charge. Again, you're not about to start a project with me, disappear for 6 months, and then pop back in like nothing happened. And the last question I would ask is, would you be interested in a free consultation? I love consultations and discovery calls. I used to hate them when I first started. I learned along the way. They're important just because I'm trying to get to know you, I'm trying to get to know your project, and I'm trying to get to know your personality. I'm looking for potential red flags when I'm doing these discovery calls and these emails. I want to know, does this person have any personality flaws? Are they a good teammate? Will they potentially be a good teammate? The email questions that you send out, they'll help you weed them out faster. A person that won't answer those questions, completely will ignore them, send you short answers, won't go into details, is a person that will do that to you in the project. And I do not like working with that type of person. We are not a good fit. I need all the details. I need everything. The next step will be the discovery call. Some discovery call questions I like to ask. Tell me about your project. This is my favorite question because when they get on that phone, you can feel the excitement, you can feel the determination, you can feel the energy, and it's like talking to a kid on Christmas. So I love hearing about people's vision in their project. So when they go on about that, it's just so exciting. And I'm taking notes, I'm typing it out, I'm making sure that I'm listening intently and I'm listening to understand, not to just respond. Question number 2, tell me about your vision for your project. All right, the vision is different. You can tell me about your project and what you want to get accomplished, but the vision is, where do you see yourself in a year, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years? You know what I mean? Is this going to be a side hustle? Is this going to be a huge brand that you want to build? Is this going to be just something that you want to just do out your basement? Is it something that you want to grow into a big corporation? You know, are you trying to sell this company? Are you looking at the end game? Is this something you want to pass down to your kids? Stuff like that. So it's important to ask them about the vision just so you understand how in depth they're going to be in this project and how in depth you can to help them build this vision. Because again, you're not just designing this and just sending it off. No, you're a partner. One of my clients, they opened a store and I designed merch for them. I designed the logo, the flyers, the banners, everything except the website. And it was just amazing because their vision was so big and they made it happen. And it was just like, damn, that's so dope. Lastly, I like to ask them, do you have brands that inspire the design you're looking for? Here's another part that's huge because it's telling me, okay, this is their design style. This is what they're looking for. This is who inspires them. Look at the colors that they're inspired by. Look at the website. Look at everything, the whole thing. How can we draw inspiration from them? Because at the end of the day, I know it's not a competition, but I want my clients to be on the highest of levels when I create for them, and that's my goal. So if I ever design for a brand and they become bigger than Nike, damn it, we became bigger than Nike and I designed it. Shout out to them. You know what I mean? So I like to ask them about who inspires them because we want to take it to that next level and we want to help you establish your brand on that level. Step number 3, the proposal phase. All right, when I'm sending a proposal, I'm sending them a full PDF. In that proposal, they'll see an opening page with the information on how to reach me. Clearly, we're already in contact, but you never really know what can happen in that process. The second page is an introduction about me and my history as a graphic designer. As you see, I got me cheesing on that motherfucker, smiling. And I want them to know about my history and how I got here. You know, the other pages are about how my brand got here, you know, the history of my brand, 86 Visions, the growth from the brand, and eventually we'll get to the proposal page. I'm gonna have 3 options for them. Nothing more, nothing less. If you just give them one option, they might feel controlled, they might feel slighted, they might feel like you didn't put that much effort in, like this is all you gotta offer me. So when you go to 3, that gives them options. You got a beginners, an intermediate, and an advanced. And then you let them know, hey, you know, this is what we talked about in the call. This is all kind of what you were looking for. I added some other stuff that I thought could work in the more advanced one. It's giving them options. It's empowering them to make a decision. You don't want your client to have analysis paralysis. Step number 4, invoice and contract. All right, so after the proposal and they've approved it, now we move on to the contract and the invoice. And with the invoice, I use Wave apps. I love Wave apps. It allows for me to add multiple packages, send invoices. I can send repeated invoices each month or each week, however many I want to send. So I don't have to think about it. I don't have to forget the deadline on when I need to send them the invoice to get paid. I can automate it and I can move on with my life. The Wave apps got me. Now look, I don't start no work until I get paid, at least a partial deposit on my work, and the contract is signed, because I need to protect myself at all times. I am not playing with them. There's nothing in the world worse than a client disappearing on your final deposit, a client disappearing after you supposed to get paid, and you done started and did all this work. They ain't sent you no money, and now you have no proof. You can't sue them because you didn't protect yourself. Protect yourself at all times. Contracts. Every creative, every artist, graphic designer, whatever, needs a contract customized to their business. So there's a few ways you can get this. One, there's templates on Google you can find, or I would recommend finding a lawyer, paying them out of your pocket. I don't know how much they would charge you. I have friends that have done it for me for the free. Shout out to them. What they would do is they would create you a custom contract where you just fill in the services and everything like that. It's just that they create you a template that protects your business on all fronts and backs. That way, when you send it off, you are protected, you are covered, you are good to go. When I'm creating contracts, I use HelloSign. HelloSign is a great platform. It allows for you to edit and allows for them to sign it via the website. That way you can send it back and forth. If you have any changes, you can change it. I usually change my template in Microsoft Word or Google Docs, which Google Docs is free, and then they can send it off. And that way, after they do that, I have a copy on my hard drive, on my Dropbox, on my external hard drive, and I have another copy on a jump drive. Now, why do I do that? Because I'm crazy. I got 4 copies, and I do that because I want to stay protected at all times. People change. You don't know these people. And I've had people try to change the terms and services over time. I'm like, no, I got it here. And if you got a problem, we can go to court because I am well protected. And as artists, you need to do the same. I've been played before. I created a mixtape cover for an artist back in 2013. They blocked me. They used my shit. Didn't get no credit, and I didn't have proof because they didn't pay me. So that taught me a valuable lesson. And I've also had people steal my artwork over time, but I've learned that there's ways around everything. You need to protect yourself. You need to cover your own back because this is business, this is cutthroat, and people will cheat and they will lie and they will steal any way they possibly can. That's the end of my onboarding process, part 1. If you would like to know how I onboard my clients on part 2, about after I get paid and you know how I set up the project details and the project timeline, let me know. I would love to make that video for y'all. But that is the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys and I appreciate you. Y'all have a great week, and I'm gonna see y'all next week. Peace.